WMA Universe. I'm going to trigger some people today. You know why? Because I can. Because, see, when I bring up the topic and when I give my views on this fighter right here, Zhang Weili, when I give my views on this fighter, people just seem to get all up in the end because I don't think she beats Amanda Lemos. I don't understand what the big deal is. I'm targeting Weili because I don't think she beat Lemos and I don't think she can beat Rose. And you know something? I've already broken down y'all, but I'm going to break it down in fight terms. I'm going to break it down to y'all in fight terms. Stylistically, while Weili will have a very tough time defeating Rose Namajunas. She's going to have a tough time. No matter how close the fight is, she's going to have a tough time. Guys, you guys really want to know what the problem is. Because I study fights. I don't just sit on here and tell you where I think this fighter going to lose because I don't like him. That's stupid. Because I've given fighters a lot of credit. I can't stand Colby Covington. I can't stand him. But I think if he fights Leon Edwards, I think he actually got a chance to win that fight. In fact, I think Colby Covington beats Leon Edwards because of how the styles match up. And y'all thinking, well, yeah, but Leon was able to knock out Usman. That's correct. He was able to knock out Usman. But it's how the styles match up. Colby Covington, to be honest, he's not going to be open for a head kick. Not like that. He's not going to be open to that kind of head kick. Kamaru Usman will be. Folks, you just have to watch these fights and look at how these styles match up. A dangerous fight for Leon Edwards is Colby Covington. I can't stand him. However, I can actually separate me not liking a fighter into what they do best. So I'm just going to tell you straight up. Rose Namajunas will always be a tough fight for Zhang Weili. And she's probably not going to beat Rose. To me, Weili Zhang is a creature of habit. She's a creature of habit. And what I mean by creature of habit, she's evolving and she's getting better. But there's still some old habits that's going to always cost her to fight against Rose Namajunas. Weili has this insatiable thirst for bloodlust. Okay, that's fine. You're a fighter. You're supposed to. But she has a tendency to just come straight ahead towards a fighter like Rose. You can't do that. Okay? Out of all the people that she was training with, you know, I don't know if anybody was telling her, look, stop coming at Rose straight ahead. Because Rose is going to see that, okay? She's going to see that. See you coming straight ahead. And she's going to immediately take an angle. Rose Namajunas has some of the best foot movement in WMMA. This girl really moves around the octagon. And her angles are crazy. That's why Joanna always had a tough time with Rose. Rose presents a lot of angles. And when she's jabbing you at all these angles, you're going to have a tough time. Okay, and people, you know, I have Weili fans saying that the head kick, this head kick was luck. There was no luck involved. Rose Namajunas, she went low. She blinded Weili with a jab. And there's your head kick. Ball game. But what was Weili doing? Trying to come straight ahead. Trying to maul. When you're a fighter, a pressure fighter, against Rose Namajunas, that kind of style, stylistically, it plays right into what Rose wants to do. And she thrives against people who are pressure fighters. She thrives against those types. And it's comical to me that people are upset by this, that I pointed this out. I'm telling you. If Weili don't change this part of her game, she's going to get beat again by Rose. And guess what? If Weili can get past Lemos, guess who's going to get another title shot? You guessed it. Rose Namajunas. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to make a super fight. Weili versus Rose 3. They're going to make that super fight. Okay, here's the thing. Weili isn't dangerous at long distance. She's not. In order for Weili to be very, very dangerous, she's got to get close. And Rose Namajunas, she's a distance and she's a point fighter. Okay, she's not going to brawl with you on the inside. That presents a problem for Weili. Want to know why Bojangles got knocked out? Because Bojangles likes to put pressure on people. And she got in Weili's space and Weili can operate. Weili is probably one of the best inside fighters in WMMA. Not a Weili fan, but I can point this out that she's a very good inside fighter. So guess what? You fight her on the inside, you're probably going to lose. Jessica Andrade tried to do that. She lost. Bojangles tried to do that. She lost. Understand? Carla Esparza tried to do that. She lost. You can't fight. Rose understands you can't fight Weili at close quarters. You cannot do it. Because if you do, you're going to lose. And you're probably going to get stopped. Rose knows this. That's how Rose had the perfect game plan. Weili is head first. She's not a precision striker. Rose is a very precise striker. And Weili is going to struggle against these precision strikers. Like Amanda Lemos. Like Lemos. Rose isn't as strong. Lemos is hella strong. So do y'all get my drift? Why I think Lemos and Rose will beat Weili? They're going to beat her. I mean, they're going to. See, unfortunately, when you've been fighting for a long time the same way, you're not going to just change your habits, okay? You're not going to. It doesn't work that way. You have to go and unlearn some of these things, and sometimes some fighters never do it. Some fighters never unlearn some of the stuff that they do that's causing them problems. Because the very thing that's causing these people problems are also the things that's the reason why they're so successful. That's why they're so successful. Because what they do wrong, everybody can't capitalize and stop it. But you've got few fighters that can stop it. Okay? Everybody, y'all want to know why Carla Esparza and Rose Namajunas, Carla has always got the upper edge on Rose? Because guess what Rose Namajunas she can't handle? I mean, just take a wild guess. Take a really, really wild guess what Rose Namajunas can't handle. See, you'll begin to do it. See, Carla Esparza is smart. She's not just going to just rush in there and try to grab Rose. That's not going to happen. Carla Esparza is a good wrestler. And she's going about this. She's going at angles. Do y'all know Rose Namajunas can use more angles than anybody, but Rose Namajunas also is weak to angles? Carla Esparza already knows this. Carla Esparza don't have to have a striking bone in her body. But she knows how to cut off the octagon with Rose. She knows how to cut the octagon off. Carla Esparza is a mastermind at doing it. If I'm Weili, I'm watching Carla Esparza. When the Carla Esparza versus Rose fights, I'm watching those fights. And I'm learning from those fights. Yes, we can say we didn't want Carla as a champion. Yes, we all was happy when Carla lost that belt. I know I was. But you can also learn something from Carla Esparza. Guys, styles make fights. I'm looking at how the styles match up. Guys, you have to wonder, how can Rose get in here and really pretty much have an easy time most of the time with Weili or win more rounds, but then a fighter like Carla can do nothing with Weili? How is that? Rose can finish Weili off relatively quick. Carla can't even touch Weili. How does that happen? It's how the styles match up. Okay? Weili and Carla, Weili will always beat Carla. Number one, because Carla she's not going to be that striking person. Okay, she's not going to be able to counter you. She can't fight you at long distance. Weili struggles against fighters that can fight him at long distance. When Bojangles opted to jab Weili at a distance, she had a lot of success. It's when Bojangles opted to get in on the inside is when she got hurt. Weili cannot fight ranged fighters. She has a difficulty doing that. And could you imagine if she can't even take him down? Weili is food. She's food for these fighters that can fight at a distance. Well, Rose can fight at a distance. Amanda Lemos can do both. And also, Lemos got power. So you telling me that Lemos, who can fight at a distance, who's going to snipe you to death, okay, whose jiu-jitsu is through the roof, y'all really think she's going to struggle against Weili? It's going to be a good fight. But I got Lemos winning for that reason, based on that. Lemos got very, very good foot movement, okay? She got great foot movement. Her foot movement is good. And Weili does not do a good job at dealing with fighters' movements. She couldn't do anything with Rose's movement. Like, Rose was moving and taking so many angles, Weili just kind of had to sit there. She couldn't even advance. And then when Rose started putting the jab in Weili's face, and when she started to counter Weili Rose Namajunas immediately slowed down the pace of a fight. I'm gonna tell you dudes something. When somebody is hitting you with shots that you can't see, because a lot of you people in the comment section, y'all people ain't never fought before. Trust me, if you ever get hit with a counterpunch that you don't see, it's the worst feeling in the world. You ever get hit with a kick that you didn't see coming, it's the worst feeling because you can't brace for it. So yeah, you start getting a little lightheaded. Okay? You start getting a little lightheaded, you get buzzed. So Weili, when Rose began to, employ those counters, she had to slow down. She know, hey, wait a minute. I can't just bull rush in here with this girl. I can't do that with her. This ain't Jessica Andrade. If I do this with her, man, I might get knocked out. Weili understood. It's not like she's a dumb fighter. She just don't know how to deal with these opponents that's range. And also, Rose is very good at using her range. She's very good at that. She's good at using it. But you see where Rose messed up when she fight Carla Esparza? The range means nothing. Because you know what Carla Esparza is going to do if Rose throw a bunch of kicks? Carla Esparza is going to do a double leg takedown, and Rose is on her ass. Rose know this. Carla know this. Guys, fighting is a very interesting thing. It's very interesting. Because it's so awesome how one fighter can just totally go in and decimate another fighter. But then another style is different. Just like I was telling y'all that Juliana Pena really presents a tough style for Nunes. Now, I know in the second fight, Nunes beat the brakes off Juliana Pena, but still, that's a tough style. It's that style where the person is just at you, in your face, all the time. And Nunes isn't very effective with that style. Because these pressure fighters, they can get in Nunes' face and they can take her damage. They're going to have success against Amanda Nunes. They're going to have a lot of success. But you have your fighters like Holly Holm. You have fighters like Holly Holm. And even Valentina. Valentina created a tough fight for Nunes. When you point fight Nunes, that don't work. Valentina is such a master at point fighting, she couldn't get knocked out. Holly Holm tried to point fight Nunes, and guess what happened? She got knocked out. I'm talking about she got knocked silly. She got knocked right out of her element. She tried to point fight against Amanda. It doesn't work. But people don't listen, man. I watch fights. And I understand if Weili fights Amanda Lemos, more than likely she's going to lose. If she fights Rose for a third time, more than likely she's probably going to lose. If Rose was a fighter that didn't know how to use her reach, I would say Weili got a chance. Rose is extremely masterful in using that damn reach. Weili's going to have a tough time. I'll say maybe 9 times out of 10 Rose win. But hey, you never know. That 10%, Weili might can land that kill shot.